Hi, this is Brian with Webucator. Today we're going to be looking at generating hyperlinks in your spreadsheets using SQL. We're going to be following along with a blog post that Steve wrote, and thank you very much, Steve, for letting us create this video for you. In his blog post, Steve walks through a couple of queries that he's going to be creating against a WordPress blog. And what he's doing is he's trying to get some random WordPress posts out of his database, and he wants the URLs to be links in his spreadsheet. And so it's pretty cool. If you scroll down a little bit, you can see that what we're going to end up doing is using the hyperlink function right here that's available in Microsoft Excel. So using that hyperlink function, we can pass it two arguments, the first being the URL, such as http://example.com, and then the second argument would be the actual text. So that way this text is displayed in the spreadsheet, and then you can quickly just click on that text and open up the web page in your browser. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to load up Terminal, and let me exit out of this and do a little clear here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to connect to my local MySQL installation, and let me show the schemas, and you can see that I've got a schema called blog. So I'm going to use blog, and now that I'm using the blog schema, let's go ahead and run some of these queries. So let me switch back over to Google Chrome, and let me grab this first SQL statement, paste this in. Let's take a look, and if we look at the data that's being returned from this query, you can see that I'm getting the random 50 posts that are published. And you can see the data that I'm returning is the post title, the URL, the admin URL, and the post date. And so here I have the post title, and here's the URL that I'm building using concat, passing in the post ID. You can see right here is the post ID for this post. And then I have the admin URL, which is created as well using concat, and then the date, and then the next is the next record set. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to grab first, I'm going to copy the header, and I'm going to be using a program called TextMate. You can use any text editor to paste into. I'm going to first paste the first line there is going to be our headers, and then let me go back and grab all the data. So I'm going to copy that, paste that, and so now what I'm doing is I'm just building basically a CSV, but we're using pipe as the pipe symbol as the delimiter. And what I want to do is just kind of clear up some of the spaces before and after those pipe symbols. So I've created a little regular expression here, and I'm just going to pop this into my find, and then I'm going to just replace that all with just a pipe. And so what I'm doing is replacing anything that's a space, a white space character, except for the new line, before and after that pipe symbol. And let's go ahead and hit replace all. And then now I'm going to save this, and I've got this file called data.txt, and I'm going to use this text file and import it into Excel. So let me switch over to Excel. On the Data tab, we're going to click the Text button, and let me go to the Downloads folder, grab data.txt. I'm going to go ahead and hit Get Data. It's delimited, and we're going to be delimiting with the pipe character, and there's no text qualifier. Okay, so you can see that now I'm able to import all the data into my spreadsheet, and here's our URLs. And so I could just copy paste these into my browser, But what Steve wants to do is have the URL actually be clickable based on the post title. So let's jump back to the blog post and let's take a look at this second query here. I'm going to copy this. And you can see in this query that, again, he's using the concat MySQL function. But now for the text, we're actually using that hyperlink function for Excel. So let me grab this. Let's go back over to my MySQL prompt. Paste this in. Hit enter. And then now let's grab the data again. Okay, right to there. Copy that. I'm going to switch back over and I'm going to replace this into my data text file. So now you can see here's the hyperlink function. Okay, now let's go ahead and run the regular expression to clear this up. And I'm going to go ahead and save this. And then now let's open a new spreadsheet. Let's go to the data tab. I'm going to load in some text data. Grab my data.txt file. Again, it's delimited. It's going to be delimited with the pipe character, and there's no text qualifier. Let's go ahead and hit finish. Drop that right in the beginning. And now you can see when I hover over the post title, I can actually, this is now a link. Now I'm going to get a little error here saying that it can't download the information. I think that's just because of the example.com in the query. If I put this with the actual blog URL, I'm sure that would work and would load it right up in my browser for me. And so you can see now these are both, these columns are actually links within my spreadsheet. So very cool, and thanks Steve for showing us how to do this. The last thing that Steve mentioned that I wanted to quickly note was that if your post contains double quotes, that you might get like an error in the post title column once it's pasted in. And he mentions manually cleaning it up after pasting, but I want to take this one step farther if that's okay. And what I've done is I've taken the second query that Steve provided us, and I'm using the replace function here on the post title. And what I'm doing is I'm taking the post title and I'm just escaping any double quotes with two double quotes, which is how you escape the double quote within Microsoft Excel. So if we grab this and run it, let's see here. Now it's going to grab 50 random ones. So I may not have post with a double quote in it. Let's see. So I don't see any. Let's see if I search. Oh, right here. So I have this post is called Saying Hello World in Your Language Using Java. And you can see that Hello World has two double quotes around it. And that's because our post is being, that's because the double quotes are being escaped in our post title. So just to prove that this works, let's go ahead and clean it up. Grab my regular expression. Oops. Let me replace all. Save my data. And then now let's go ahead and do another new spreadsheet. Go to the data tab, hit the text button, hit data.txt. Again, it's delimited using the pipe symbol and no text qualifier. Hit finish and load this in. And so now we can see here on, just go over here, that our saying hello here is working correctly and is being displayed correctly. As you can see, if it wasn't, let's see. if I take those out, you're going to see that I'm going to get an error, right? So very cool. So you can see that using the replace function, we're able to easily escape out those double quotes that Steve mentioned at the end. So great. Well, I hope you enjoyed following along. Again, thanks to Steve for letting us create this video, and we hope to see you in one of our classes soon.